Penrose signing in once again. I'm going to, I gotta, let me see if I can get rid of that screen. I just dropped a video about 2 days ago concerning this power of attorney form from the IRS. And I had to correct myself on something because I missed something on here. Here I am telling y'all, reminding y'all to goddamn read the instructions to these forms. And I didn't read the instructions thoroughly. The thing is, I kind of browsed it and thought I kind of knew. And we can make errors when we do stuff like that. And then we'll wonder why something doesn't work if it doesn't work. Okay? But I had to go back and read the instructions. I stand corrected. And I'm going to go back. Where's the instructions right here? The instructions to this form. I thought I had it opened up already. I'll open it up. Hold on a second. See, instructions. Here we go. Instructions. Here we go. Here we go. Now, I'd already read and explained the rest of it, so I'm not going to explain from the bottom what I said in the previous video, because everything I said in the previous video is correct to my understanding. Okay, but I did miss something, and I didn't point it out in the previous video, so therefore I'm going to point it out in this video. Let me turn my ringer off. I don't want anybody disturbing me. Turn my ring off. Okay. If you call while I'm recording, I'll hit you back. Damn phone be ringing off the hook sometime. Okay. Right here now, say if you're taking control. Now, keep in mind, even if you're not acting as the trustee for your trust that you create, you just pretty much want to create the separation between the ins legis, the straw man, as we call it sometime. It's a trust. It's also a public trust. The Cesta KV Trust, the all caps name, which goes right here. That's the taxpayer. That's the only thing that's going to have a taxpayer identification number, which is also known as the Social Security number. Okay, that's what's going to have there. That's what's going to be here. Okay, so you put your information there. Representative can be anything that you appoint to be the representative to act on behalf, to make decisions on behalf of the straw man. This is another way you can actually create a record showing that you're not operating as the straw man. Okay, but anyway, bottom line is, if you put some people putting their name in upper lowercase and kind of putting the colons and the hyphens in between, utilizing that with the last name colon first name hyphen middle name, basically in its proper form. Some people doing it in small letters. I don't understand why they do small letters, but anyway, because there's nothing in the legal books, in the law books, that say anything about putting your name in all small letters. But anyway, to do what you do, whatever you feel like, what makes you feel good, do your thing. Okay, I'm not here to debate about anything that people choose to do. But say if you putting the name in all caps there. Keep in mind, the IRS deals with money. They're dealing with money, financial stuff. Okay, concerning taxes. Okay, so which is financial. So we know living men and women do not exist in the commercial world. So we got to keep those things in mind when we're using entities to conduct business. The straw man is an entity. I'm gonna use straw man because that's what everybody use. Everybody use that term all the time. So just for layman's terms, reasons, purposes, or whatever, I'm gonna say straw man. Okay, the straw man information goes here, and the address goes there. Social Security number goes here. The representative could be whoever you appoint to be the representative to be in charge and make decisions for the straw man. Okay. Now, I created a trust. If you haven't created a trust, that's up to you if you choose to. I think that's the most powerful thing you could do to gain control of your life. So create your trust and do your thing. And what I did was made my trust the representative. Since I put the straw man inside the trust anyway, I put all the assets inside from the straw man. In the straw man's name, all the assets are inside my trust. So it goes in here. So I want my trust to represent the straw man. they have power of attorney over the straw man. Okay, so this is why I put the trust right here. Some people also put in the upper lowercase name, which is also the representative. Keep in mind, you have a trust. Your trust also has a trustee. Whoever you made your trustee for your trust, you want to put them there. If it's your brother, your sister, another entity, whatever you choose, whatever entity, whoever you made, whoever you appointed to be the trustee inside your trust when you created your trust, you put them down here too. It don't matter what order, they all count. There's no certain order. However, right here it says check here if you want to be sent copies and notices and communication. If they need to communicate with you and send you something, you're gonna check this box if that's where you want them to send it. They want to communicate you through this particular representative. Okay, that's just an example. Okay, now, so anybody who you want to have authority to represent the straw man, you're gonna put their information here. Okay. Only thing I filled out over here was a telephone number, and since this is my initial filing, I don't have a CAF number right now. I'm gonna show y'all what a CAF number is, because most of y'all didn't know. I didn't know what it was at first either. So I'm gonna show y'all what a CAF number is. See, centralized authorization file allows the input of codified additional acts authorized on the form 2848, 5A right there. Say taxpayers should be clear with regards to additional acts authorized to which the representative it applies. It also says on here, let me see. Unique nine-digit identification number, and it's assigned the first time you file a third-party authorization with IRS. A letter is sent to you informing you of your assigned CAF. Use your assigned CAF on all future authorizations. See, this is coming from the IRS website. They're telling you what the number is for. So when you file one, whenever you once you receive this correspondence, whoever you check right here, you're gonna receive your CAF number, your CAF number. You're gonna receive that in the mail. Okay, so don't worry about this right here. PTIN, if you have one, I think there's the pin. Let me go back to the instructions to line 1, just so y'all can see for yourself what it's saying. Let's see, line 1. That's line 2 that we're filling out, right? Yeah, line 2 right here. So you can see for yourself. Representatives. Enter the full name and mailing address of your representative. Say you may only name individuals who are eligible to practice before the IRS as a representative. Say use the identical full name on all submissions and correspondences. Say if you want to name more than 4 representatives, write see attachment for additional representatives in the space to the right of line 2. Right over here, I guess. Right over here. Okay, but you ain't gonna have that many representatives in a damn way. But anyway, well, I mean, you know what you're gonna do. So anyway, let's see, to the right of line 2, and attach an additional form 2848. Okay, so you're gonna need 2 forms. Say if you want to authorize a representative to receive copies of all notices and communications sent to you by the IRS, you must check the box provided under the representative's name and address. That same spot I showed you right here. Okay. Representatives will not receive forms. So will not receive forms, publications, and other related materials with the correspondence. Let's see. Enter the 9-digit CAF number for each representative. If the IRS has not assigned a CAF number to the representative, enter none, and the IRS will issue one directly to the representative. So in every last one of them, if neither one of them have, you're gonna put none where the CAF number goes. Okay, put none. If you don't have it, it's your first one. None. If you don't have a CAF number, you're gonna put none in the space. Okay. The CAF number is a unique 9-digit identification number, not the Social Security number, EIN or PTIN, or enrolled card number that the IRS assigns a representative. The CAF number is not an indication of authority to practice. The representative should use the assigned CAF number on all future powers of attorney, just like I just read to y'all earlier. The IRS will not assign CAF numbers for employee plan status, determinations, or exempt organization application requests. Let's see. You can read all that. Okay, this is what I was trying to find with the P number, P10. Enter the P10 number, if applicable, for future representative. If the IRS has not issued a P10 number, as a matter of fact, taxpayer says prepare a tax identification number. Prepare a tax identification number. That's the one. That's the number I think that belongs to the one who does your taxes for you. Applications and renewals for 2023 are now being processed. Anyone who prepares or assigns in preparing federal tax returns for compensation must have a valid 2023 P10 number, TIN number, before preparing returns. Okay, that's one who does returns for you. Okay. As a matter of fact, I have someone that does my taxes for me. I don't do them for myself. I don't do them myself. I'll get to that at some point in my life, but right now, I let them do it. So say if you have your tax preparer, you want them to have power of attorney to do things on your behalf or whatever. You're gonna do a power of attorney for them as well. Put their P10 number there. Put the CAF number there. I'm sure your initial one you receive a CAF number anyway. So when you receive a CAF number, you do another, when it's tax time comes, you'll do another 2848 giving your tax preparer power of attorney as well. Okay. And right here, let's see, you're going to put your CAF number once they issue you one, and you're going to put your tax preparer's PIN number and put their phone number there. If they have a fax number, put that there, and so forth. Everything else is self-explanatory. Now I want to go back down here. Let's see all these acts or whatever. You can go back to my previous video to go look at number three and number 3, 4, and 5 pretty much. You go ahead and read those, and you can actually, this is self-explanatory. Well, you can go back to my previous video about this to read 3 through 5. I wanted to touch on something that I actually missed out. Now 5B right here, specific acts not authorized. That's if certain things you don't want them to authorize. Say if you're doing a separate one for say your tax preparer, certain things you want to limit them on, give them limitations on doing. You don't want them to do but certain things. You just want them to do your taxes. Then you're gonna put on here what you want them to do, like your 1041 or the 1040s or whatever it is you want them to do on your behalf. You're gonna authorize them to do that with by placing what powers you're gonna give them for this line. Now for yourself, you can go back to, whatever you want to be able to do. You put them on there. Okay. And put the restrictions on this line right here. If you're doing a separate one for your tax preparer, you're going to put on here that what you don't want them to do. Okay. Now, this is what I forgot to do right here. My box was checked when I faxed this off the other day. So I got to redo it. Redo it. All I'm going to do is go back in my computer to my form. I already got it saved in my computer. Go in there, take the check off of there, and reprint it. So that's all I really got to do. But right here, revocation of prior power of attorney. The filing of this power of attorney automatically revokes all earlier powers of attorney on file with the Internal Revenue Service for the same matters and years or periods covered by this form. If you do not want to revoke the prior power of attorney, check here. If you do not want them to revoke anything else that's already filed on their records, then you're gonna check that. I don't know what they have already filed on their records. So I'm gonna make sure I check. I make to take that off of there. That way they can go ahead and anything else that's been filed in their records that has granted, say if it could be a previous court case or something like that, and they got power of attorney over say if you got a court case and you had an attorney, and that attorney he has to file one of these in order to be able to act as your attorney, especially dealing with the IRS. And I'm gonna show y'all what I'm talking about. Okay, they have to do one of these. So if they're doing one of these and you don't revoke it, then they still have power of attorney over your straw man. Okay, you haven't revoked it. It lets you know when you file this. Right here, it specifically tells you, the IRS tell you. It said automatically, where is it? Filing this attorney automatically revokes all earlier powers of attorney on file with the Internal Revenue Service for the same matters and periods covered by this form. Okay, if you do not want to revoke it, then you check the box. So if you want to revoke everything, you make sure this box is not checked. Anything prior to that, you want to make sure this is revoked. Do not check this box. I had to check because I didn't read it. I didn't read it and really didn't pay attention to it because I was really thinking I had it all down packed, and I really didn't. So I went back and reread it, and I'm like, oh damn, I got to do that over. And it's nothing for me to do something over. I don't give a damn. I'm gonna get it right. Now, taxpayer declaration. Declaration and signature. This is for the taxpayer. This is for the straw man area. Okay, the straw man area. Whoever signing on behalf of the straw man. If a tax matter concerns a year in which a joint return was filed, each spouse must file a separate power of attorney, even if they are appointing the same representative. If signed by a corporate officer, partner, guardian, if signed by a corporate officer, partner, guardian, tax matters partner, partnership representative, or a designated individual, if applicable, executor, receiver, administrator. That's a judge right there. That's what they are. They're judges. Trustee. They're also public trustees. Okay, they're public trustees. The attorney might do that, but they could fit either one of them because most of these people acting as judges, they're attorneys as well. Now, keep in mind, you're operating if you appointed yourself as a trustee for your private trust, then this would apply to you as well. Okay. Say let's say or individual other than the taxpayer. Okay. I certify that I have the legal authority to execute this form on behalf of the taxpayer. So if you got your trust put in place and you're operating as a trustee, you can sign this. Okay. But you're going to sign it. People want to, and don't be striking out people. I don't know what make y'all think they're going to change something in their system because you mark out with a mark out signature and put autograph there. It really don't. Anyway, I'm not going to go on no rant with that. Anyway, you put your autograph here, and you print it. You put your date here, and I will put trustee for whatever the name of the trust is. The name of your trust going to be up here anyway. Okay, because if you want your trust to have power of attorney over your straw man anyway, you're going to put your trust there too. Put your trust and put you and your trust there. Both of your information there. And then right here, you're going to sign it, date it, put your title there. Print your name. Print the name of the straw man. First, middle, last. Okay? The same way you got it on line 1 is how you need to put it right there. And you can print your name there. Print the straw man name there. Okay? Now, down here, you're going to print here too. Now, see, this is where the attorneys would sign. Like, say if you got an attorney, they're going to sign right here. See right here? Attorney. A member in good standing with the bar. The bar in the highest court of the jurisdiction shown below. This is where they would sign if they doing theirs. Here we go. We got officer, bona fide officer, taxpayer organization, enrolled agent, certified public accountant, Okay, you're gonna now keep in mind, put a mental note in these on these names you're seeing right here. You got unenrolled return preparer. This is where your tax preparer will put their signature there. Full-time employee, a full-time employee of the tax preparer. Me working for the trust, that's exactly why I put that there. Okay, so I'm working strictly through the trust now. That's what I'm trying to set up right now. Qualifying student or law graduate, if that's you, you put this the letter you're gonna put down here. Put your state right here, as it says right here. Licensing jurisdiction, state. You put your state right here. Say or other licensing authority. You could just put your state right there. It says or, which means you put either or. You don't have to put both of them there. Just put your state there. Okay. Let's see. Bar. If it's an attorney, they're gonna put their bar number there. Whatever license, certification, they're gonna put whatever is applicable. They're gonna put it there. Sign there and they're gonna date it. And they turn this into the IRS. Okay. Now, let's see. I'm going to show you something that caught my attention. I'm gonna show you what I'm talking about when it comes to authorization. Where is it? Y'all know I did this video last night and I didn't know how to stop the damn video. So here I was, me not knowing how to stop the recording, and then I hope I know how to stop it this time. Let me see. I hope I know how to stop it this time, but I didn't know how to stop the recording properly. Oh, there it is right there at the top. Okay. And I ended up closing. I force stopped the app. And so when you force stop it, it don't save nothing. It stops it, but it don't save it. So I'm doing it over again. So I think I'm doing a better job than I was last time anyway. I was kind of out of it. I was kind of tired in relaxed mode too. Okay. Let's see. Where is that? I was looking for something in particular. Record. It was something I was looking for in the instructions. Okay. What was it? Authorizing agent. Authorizing author representative. Third party. So X authorize. Where the hell is this? Yeah, here it is. Okay. Right down here. This is where it's talking about line 7 right here. Right here. It's talking about line 7. It's talking about all these different titles right here. Okay. So I'm going to go here. Line 7. Say you must handwrite or your signature on Form 2848 if you file it by mail or by fax. I'm on a fax mine, so I'm going to handwrite it. Say digital, electronic, or typed font signatures are not valid signatures for Form 2848 filed by mail or by fax. Okay, so you want to handwrite them. And I did remember typing my straw man name right there. I typed it there. I know I need to handwrite it now, so it's cool. I gotta do it over any damn way. So this is why it's really very important to read the instructions on the tax forms. The IRS explains very clearly how to fill out their forms. So I don't know why anybody would go to other people to show so they can come up with some esoteric bullshit they done came up with on how to fill out these people's tax forms. They give you instructions on how to fill out this stuff. So stop going to other people about stuff. If they're not showing you the IRS instructions to explain to you what to do, then you shouldn't be listening to them. All this old extra shit people making up, they're causing confusion and causing you to be going through rat races for years at a time. And I got a video I'm gonna make about that because somebody asked me about what I should do. Basically talk about my experience about things I went through when it came to studying and how I got to where I am now, as far as my knowledge and experience or whatever. And I ain't no damn guru. I got a whole lot to learn any damn way. I'm constantly learning. You got to continuously be someone that's willing to learn. But that's bottom line is we need to read the proper sources and stop running to other people. And stuff is already laid out for us. Okay. Anyway, individuals, you must sign and date You must sign and date the power of attorney. If you file a joint return, your spouse must execute his or her own power of attorney on a separate 2848 to designate a representative. For taxpayer individuals who are under 18 years of age and cannot sign, in the individual's parent, his mother or father, or court-appointed guardian with the court documents. Got to have your paperwork if you're a court-appointed guardian to prove it. May sign on their behalf. Other individuals may sign for the tax preparer if the form if a form 2848 has been signed by the parent or court-appointed guardian authorizing them to sign on behalf of the taxpayer individual. Okay, may sign a taxpayer. They may sign for the taxpayer. Okay. Okay. So I mean, you could sign on behalf on your kid's behalf. Okay. Corporations and associations, an officer with the legal authorization to bind the corporation or association must sign and enter his or her exact title. Okay. Partnerships. They say all partnerships must sign and enter their exact titles. If one partner is authorized to act in the name of the partnership, only that partner is required to sign and enter his or her title. A partner is authorized to act in the name of the partnership if, under the state law, the partner is authorized to bind the partnership. A copy of such authorization must be attached. You gotta have the proof with it. Okay, just like it's going to tell you, you're going to have to send a declaration with this when you send the document in. When you send this in, you got to have your power of attorney attached to it. As a matter of fact, it says that too. Where it says that down here. If this declaration is not completed, signed, and dated, the IRS will return the power of attorney. It says representative must sign must sign in the order list in part 1, line 2. Where's that damn thing at? Says it must. So you must attach a copy of any power of attorney you want to remain in effect. Okay. So you got to have a power of attorney attached to it. Type up your one and get it notarized and witness, and then you turn it in with the form. Okay. Back to partnerships. Okay. Let's see. For the purpose of, let's see. I need to. No. I'm gonna go to the next one. It states, if there is more than one executor, only one co-executor have the authority to bind the estate. To bind the estate is required to sign. Okay. I wanna do a side note on this word executor, because a lot of us we've been told to act like we're the executor because over your estate, and I kind of side-eyed it because of the fact that according by definition, you're not dead. If you're not dead, how are you acting as the executor over your own estate? That never set well with me. Let me show you what I'm talking about here. Okay, let me show you what I'm talking about. See, an executor is someone named in a will as a person who will carry out the testator's formal wishes. Typical duties of an executor include paying outstanding taxes, debt, and distributing any remaining assets among the testator's heirs. See, a testator. What's a testator? Person who has died and left a will. See, you're not an executor over your estate. You know what I'm saying? You're supposed to be controlling the estate, not acting as executor over it, because you're not dead. If you're not dead, then how can anybody be an executor over your estate if you're still alive? So we got to start putting things in perspective and start looking up these terms. That's what this is for. Like, say if you're somebody's caregiver or whatever, you want to act as an executor over their estate. Say he or she left a will, and they left you to be in charge. Then you need to file a power of attorney as executor over that person's estate. You know what I'm saying? And then you can do what you need to do concerning the IRS and dealing with their stuff. You know what I'm saying? Or say if I want to appoint somebody to the executive over my estate or whatever for when I do pass away or whatever, I want to put together a will. Say if I got to put together a will based on I got it in writing, and then probate has copy of that will or whatever, whoever has it. Bottom line is somebody was already appointed in my will to manage all of my assets. That person would be the executive. Okay, that is the executive. By definition, we can't make up definitions. We can't make up meanings of these words based on these damn so-called gurus on the internet that's telling you to be the executive over your estate. Just like we talking about doing an executive letter. I played around with that before myself and wonder why I didn't get no movement on it. You can call it whatever you want to call it on your document. I know like I got a homie that actually used an executive letter with and with a 1099A process, and he got all child support. Now, but he also had a trust put in place. He had an executive letter, and he also had, he actually, a 1099A. So I don't believe by calling it an executive letter or calling himself an executor over the estate that wasn't the proper title. However, everything else that he had put in place was strong enough to get the job done. But calling it an executive letter, he could have called it something else and probably still, I'm sure he would have got the same results, because the trust law is the highest law in the land any damn way. So he already had a trust put in place, and we wonder why it worked for him and it didn't work for a lot of other people. But he had a trust put in place. He just didn't understand. He just didn't know the effectiveness of the trust until, looking at it in hindsight. He told me that himself. So if he listened to this video, shout out to him. He knows what I'm talking about. I don't need to put his name out there. But the thing is, the executive letter right here, executor, you're not an executor over your estate because you're not dead. You got to be dead in order for somebody to be an executor over your estate. Okay, employee plans. Say if the plan is listed as the taxpayer in line 1, say a duly authorized individual with the authority to bind the plan must sign and enter that individual's exact title. Why do they call it plan? Let me look that up real quick. The hell they talking about here? Defined benefit plan. What the hell they mean by a plan? It says plan document, plan administrator, plan purchase plan. Plan administrator, person who is identified in the plan document. As having a responsibility for running the plan. It could be the employer. Okay. A committee of employees. Okay. A company executive, or someone hired for that purpose. Okay. Plan administrator. Okay, I got a good idea what they're talking about. Let me go back here. Let me see. Just kind of, y'all know I'm a little extra when I be doing some research, so I kind of look at more than one definition. A map chart design. Say Bing project. That's not what we're looking for. Okay. Delineation or design of a city. A house of it. It's probably the closest I'm gonna find is what I found just earlier. See, in an employee benefit, Insurance plan, a plan document. A plan document is formal. Is a formal written legal statement listing the provisions of the insurance plan. Okay. I think I got a good idea what they're talking about. I don't know why they use that word anyway. Employee plan, so. Okay, let's see. I'm a little extra, y'all. Y'all know I'm a little extra. This is how I tell people to study. Sometimes you don't know what it is. Just look the stuff up. You know, it say something you don't understand what it means, getting you to get clarity. It's good to just look the stuff up. Type the stuff up. Pause for a second. Go look it up. Responsible for ensuring that the plan sponsor, okay, employee plan, individual plan practitioner understand and can comply with the tax laws governing retirement plans and IRAs. Okay, what is an employee plan? It's the FDIC. That's their definition. Say employee welfare plan or welfare benefit plan. Say these plans provide medical, health, and hospitalization benefits or income in the event of sickness, accident, or death, defined in contribution plans, profit sharing plans. Okay. I just be want to clear the, I be having curiosity, I be curious when I be studying, and I be also making videos. I remember back in the days I would read much slower because I'm thinking while I'm reading and trying to put together stuff while I'm reading. So anyway, here we go. If the plan is listed in the taxpayer on line 1, a duly authorized individual and the authority to bind the plan must sign and enter that individual's exact title. If the trust is the taxpayer on line 1, the trustee having the authority to bind the trust must sign with the title of the trust, the title or trustee entered. So keep in mind, your straw man also it's a public trust as well. It's a SESTA KV trust. Okay, keep in mind. So if somebody's signing that on, let's go back to that. SESTA KV trust. If the trust is the taxpayer on line 1, okay, the trustee having the authority to bind the trust must sign with the title of trustee entered, which is right. Keep in mind, we're on line 7 right here. We read about line 7. So if you got an attorney, somebody, some public officer signing on behalf, they may put trustee right here and put their name. They sign there and date it. Print their name there, put your name there, and they gonna put trustee there, just like IRS tell them to do. Okay. Now let's see. Complete the attached form 56. Okay. Complete and attach the form 56. Say notice concerning fiduciary relationship. Say to identify the current trustee. See, remember we used to talk about using the form 56 to appoint the judge and all that stuff back in 2019. This is how they use it. This is how they properly use it. Is when they want to try to take control of the big power of attorney. They use the form 56 with a power of attorney form. And they'll make themselves trustee, and they want to control it using this. Okay, because they operate as trustee over your stuff. Okay, and then you don't have no power of attorney to rebut that. You don't have nothing to rebut that. Okay, remember that form 56 we just talking about appoint the judge. Back in the days, you can't appoint the judge with the form 56 if they don't sign the shit. How you can't appoint nobody to do nothing. You just can't make them do it. Not with no form 56. Anyway. But see, they have a duty to operate when you operate from your own trust. That's another jurisdiction. But anyway, we're going to talk about that right now. We're talking about this form right now. All others, if the taxpayer is a dissolved corporation, deceased individual, insolvent, or a person for whom or by whom a fiduciary, trustee, grantor, receiver, executor, or administrator has been appointed, see 26 26 CFR 601-503D. We need to look at that. Note, generally, the taxpayer signs first. Generally, it say generally, granting the authority, and then the representative signs accepting the authority granted. That's what they're talking about. Generally, you would sign here and there, and then and then they would whatever, and then they would put them as the declaration of the representative. They would sign there generally, but that's why this is a side note right here. That's why it's a note right here. And see, in this situation, for domestic authorization, the representative must sign within 45 days from the date the taxpayer signed, 60 days for authorization from the taxpayers residing abroad. If the representative signs first, we're talking about generally. I think they're talking about generally when they're talking about in a general power of attorney. And that is true right there, because I did one for my father. He signed it, granting me the authority, and I signed it, accepting the authority. So generally, they're not talking about this form. For this form, that's why I say in this situation, which is this form right here, this form, that's this situation. For domestic authorization, the representative must sign within 45 days from the date the taxpayer signed. 60 days for authorization from taxpayer residing abroad. If the representative signs first, the taxpayer does not have a required time for the signing. Okay. Part 2. That's his part. Declaration of representative right here. The representative you name must sign and date this declaration and enter the designation. For example, A through R. They're talking about through here, A through R. Okay. Let's see. Under which he or she is authorized to practice before the IRS. Representatives must sign in order listed in line 2. Let's see. In line 2. Let's see. Hold on, let me read that again. Let's see. Representatives must sign in the order listed in line 2. Okay. In line 2 right here. In the order listed. So if you got 1, 2, 3, 4 representatives. 1, 2, 3, 4. You got to sign in that order. Each representative in each order, they got to sign in the same order. That's what they're telling you. Okay. Back to here. In addition, the representatives must list the following in the licensed jurisdiction, state, or other licensing authority. Okay, they talking about in line in addition right here. You're gonna. This is what they're talking right here. Which one of you, if you sign it, who's a representative? Which one are you operating as? Okay, which one fits you? And if it's an attorney, the attorney, they're gonna put A right there. Okay, and they're gonna sign right there. They're gonna put their bar. They're gonna put their state, whatever state you're in. They're gonna put that here. See right here. Put the state there. The bar law, bar here. That's the bar associated. They probably put their bar number right there. Let's go back to the instructions. Let's see, license. Say and bar, license, certification, registration, or enrollment number. See, they probably put their bar number right there. Bar number, license number, certification number, registration number, enrollment number, columns unless noted otherwise. Okay, so it's pretty much simple on what they're telling you to do. And this is it. This is what they got the same thing written there. Same thing you see on the form. Let's see. Enroll, prepare, enter your PIN number. H. Right here. It tells you everything on here. This stuff is pretty much breaks it down. So you just gotta find which one that fits you, and that's what you're gonna do. So, and then you send it off. Let me see. Hold up. It has another box as the way you send it off to once you fill it out. and sign it. Of course, you got to sign it and date it. The representative signs it and dates it. But I'm letting you know, as you see right here, they have to do this. Let me go back to that code right there, because I did put that code there. What that 29 USC 1242. That it was something else. 26 USC. I'm gonna look both of these codes up so y'all can see what I'm talking about. Check this out. D 503D, small letter D. Come on, damn it. 503, small letter D. Here it is, fiduciaries. Oh, let's name this here. Requirements of power of attorney. Signatures, fiduciaries, and commissioners' authority to substitute other requirements. Requirements of power of attorney must contain the following information. It tells you all the stuff it has to have in there. Employee plan number, if applicable, identification number of the taxpayer, the name and mailing address of the taxpayer. You got all your information on there. Okay. Well, the name of the ins legis, the straw man, or whatever you want to call it. Employee plan number. Let's see, name and mailing address of the recognized representatives. The same thing it has all on the form right here. Okay. Let's see. Acceptable power of attorney documents. Form 2848. A properly completed Form 2848 satisfies the requirement for both the power of attorney as described in 601.503A and a declaration of the representative. See, you told you got to type up your own declaration as described in 601.502. Let's look at that declaration. No, that ain't what I want to look at. This is what they say. That's what it has to say. A recognized representative must attach to the power of attorney a written declaration stating the following: I am not currently under suspicion or disbarment, keyword disbarment, from practice before the IRS or other practice of my profession by any other authority. I am aware of the regulations contained in the Treasury Department circular number 230 concerning the practice of attorneys, certified public accountants, enrolled agents, enrolled actuaries, and others. I am authorized to represent the taxpayers identified in the power of attorney. Now, see, if they're using your information and you never gave them authorization, they perjured themselves. Well, let me see. Hold on. As a matter of fact, let me see. As a matter of fact, that's a declaration before I use the word perjury, because perjury means they have to say it under penalty of perjury. They have to swear it under penalty of perjury. Let me see. Let me keep reading first. But they made a false statement if you never gave them authorization to do so. Okay? And I am an individual described in 601.502 as one of these officers right here. Okay? One of these officers right here. That's really at the top right there. Same thing. Okay, now, if an individual is unable to make such declaration, he or she may not engage in representation of a taxpayer before the IRS or perform the acts described in 601, 504, 2 through 6. See, it tells you they're not authorized to even act on your straw man's behalf if they have never done this. So if they're representing your straw man, they gotta have one of these on the records of the IRS. They gotta do it because it just told you right here. If they're unable to do the declaration, he or she may not engage in representation of a taxpayer. The taxpayer is a straw man. That's the illegal with their Social Security number. Before the Internal Revenue Service or perform the acts described in 601 504. Requirements for filing. We already looked at this. I think I looked at this already. Closing agreements, consent, executing of a consent to extend the statutory period of assessment or collection of a tax. See, representation, waiver, consent, closing. See, they're doing this on your behalf. See, check down on the United States Treasury. See, signing tax returns. Situations in a power of attorney is not required. Let's see, disclosure of confidential information. This is a different area right here. Okay, but bottom line is they can't do this here without your consent. I mean, chances are if you got an attorney in a court case, they got a power of attorney. They got one of these things here filed right here. They got one of these with a declaration attached to it, making those claims, making this claim right here. They have to have it. They have to have their power of attorney with this declaration, the written declaration, attached to the 2848. They got to have it connected, both of them together, attached, with them trying to represent your straw man. You have to revoke that shit if you don't want it. If you got some public official, some whatever, and they railroading you in court, this is why they're able to do that shit. This is another reason they're able to do that. Because you ain't got control of the name. You don't have no control of it. Power of attorneys are very powerful. I never realized that. I mean, I knew it was powerful, but I never knew to this extent. I never looked this stuff up before until recently. Because I typed my own up, but now I really know. Now I know I did a damn good job by doing it. And here we go. Let me see. Recognized representatives must have about an individual who is recognized to practice before the IRS. We already said that 501. But anyway, I think I'm going to go ahead and end this right here because I just wanted to show y'all that these public officials, when you got a court case going on or whatever, they actually using your information, and they'll make themselves do a power of attorney on your behalf. They'll file one on your behalf if you willfully give them that information. This is how they do it. Because they going with your consent. They got to have your consent to do this in the first place. Once you fill it out, y'all, it says how to file. You look right here, where to file chart. Okay. If you check the box on line 4, mail or phone, on line 4, mail or fax 2848 to the IRS office handling the specific matter. Line 4. That's if you check this. Specific, not recorded. Okay, that's if you did this. I didn't do that. See, if you use electronic signatures, you must submit your form 2848 online. Say submit your 2848 securely, and the IRS submit right here. This is the link. Say, let's see. Fax your 2848. I'm gonna fax mine, so I'm going around the corner to fax mine. After I fill it out with my pen, I'm gonna fax it. Fax your form 2848 to the IRS fax number on the where to file chart. I'm here in Georgia, so this is where I'm faxing it, to that number. Okay, if you're gonna mail it, then you're gonna mail it. If you're in any of these states right here, and so forth. If you're in California, where's California? Where's California? Right here. You're gonna mail it there, or you can fax it here. Okay, that's self-explanatory, y'all. But I'm gonna get on out of here. I just thought I'd go ahead and make this video and kind of go through it. Some stuff I noticed that I didn't notice before. I got to go back and correct my mistakes and refax this stuff and get it popping. Then I'm gonna go get the gym and see if I can get fine as hell. So let me get out of here, y'all. If you haven't liked or subscribed, go ahead and like and subscribe. Make sure leave a comment below, y'all, if you got anything else you want me to talk about and address. Otherwise, I'll let my conscience continue to be my guide. And until then, y'all, I'll see y'all on the next video. Be blessed. Emrose signing out.